This video chart presentation of Essential Energy Services, Inc. Essential Energy trades on the Toronto Stock Exchange on the ticker ESN. Brought this into a 3-month chart. If you scaled this out further, you'd see the stock was in an uptrend. Basically been consolidating sideways now for about 2 months. Pretty solid support level right here around $2.40, $2.45. And it looks like it's trying to creep higher over the last week or so. So I want to pay attention to this and see if it's got another move in it. See if it can blow through some resistance right up here around $2.72. Now I would see that MACD's definitely cooled off, but still riding right around zero. If you look closely, you can see that the histogram bars have just popped through zero, telling us that a bullish cross just happened. Of the 12 passing through the 26 EMA, it's still a pretty neutral reading at this point. The MACD essentially sitting on zero, but it's at that point to pay attention to it, see if it starts to get some upward swing, and show that the trend is starting to go more bullish. Taking a look at the Fasto, it's also in a neutral position, with the 14 now popping above 50, giving some early on signs that some momentum is building in the play. I like that the MACD is holding over top of 50, and it's not too much over it, so it's still pretty neutral, but it is leaning towards the bullish side of things. And that's what I like to see, even though the stock's been basically stuck in a channel for a couple months. Of course, everything depends upon holding support levels, but this lends some optimism to the chart. There's still bulls in the play. Following right along with the theme of some neutrality, relative strength index, 14's registering right there at 52, and signaling the bulls and bears are in a battle to take control of momentum. And on the whole, the indicators are essentially where I'd expect them to be, running right down the middle of the road basically, but they do seem like they're trying to shift towards bullishness more than bearishness at this point. Now what I'd be looking for a support point is initially I'd have my eye right through here. That's right around $2.49. Stock hasn't slipped below that in the last 2 weeks, and I'd like to see that level hold, even though there's another support level just below it at about 242. You can see that's actually a stronger area of support. It was serving as some resistance back in May, and once it popped through it, it's held as support ever since. So while that's the primary area of support, I also want to zoom in a little bit and see if it's going to hold a little bit higher of support, right around $2.48. Because first and foremost, what I'm looking for is for a breakout of this little 2-week channel I just talked about. 50-day moving average is right there. That's the channel the stock's been in for 2 weeks. It closed on Tuesday at 257, basically pushing on the top side of that channel. That's why I picked this chart for today and going forward, to see if it's going to blow through that little spot and come up and challenge some much tougher resistance right up there just over top of 270. I did take a quick look at a longer scale chart, and I know stock hasn't been above 274 since mid-2008, so if it can break through that upper end resistance, that's a pretty substantial point for this chart. Volume's not too bad in it, 225,000 shares traded. That was a definite uptick over previous days, and probably somewhere right around its 3-month average. But I'd be looking for volume to accelerate if it's going to try and blow through that resistance, because it's going to need as much strength and momentum as possible to take out that tough point. But on that point, I think it's the one to keep an eye on the rest of this week and going into next week. I'd pay attention to this short-term channel first, and then look for the longer-term support and resistance points to see if the chart can continue its overall upward trend that's actually been going on now for a number of years. Those are the type of things that I'll be looking for in the ESN chart. But as always, it's merely my interpretation. I'm not a financial consultant. Strongly encourage you to do your own proper due diligence. Consult a qualified financial advisor before making any investment decisions. Past performance is not a guarantee of future results. Please visit the allpenny-stocks.com website to view the full disclaimer disclosure, and do not base any investment decisions upon any material found on the website and/or this video chart. No person employed by All Penny Stocks is a registered investment advisor or licensed broker-dealer. Thank you for watching. Trade smart.